In this video, we'll look at how to install and set up the BrowserPilot AI extension. If you have the Vibe Check extension, it will also appear here in your membership underneath, and it will be the same process for the installation of that as well. So first of all, click on Start. We'll go through to the BrowserPilot AI page, and you'll notice there's a link for downloading the zip. So right click on that, choose Save Link As, and save that to your local hard drive. Please bear in mind it is a zip file, so you will need to unzip it so that you've got it as a folder instead of the zip file in order to do the installation. This installation video will appear here underneath, so you can watch this anytime you need to. Once you've downloaded that zip file locally and saved it and unzipped it, you can then come to your browser, whether it's Edge or Chrome or Opera, and click on the little jigsaw icon here for extensions, and it should take you to this page. So in Edge, it will be edge://extensions. In Chrome, it will be exactly the same, except it will say Chrome at the start instead of Edge. And to install the extension, all you need to do is click on Load Unpacked. This will allow you to browse to wherever that file and folder is on your local hard drive. Now, in this version of the video, this is called AIWhereYouWork Repurpose. It is going to be renamed as AIWhereYouWork BrowserPilot AI. So if it says that instead, that's why. This is an earlier version when I'm actually recording this video. So all you need to do is choose the folder itself, not the zip file, the folder that you unzipped from the zip file. Choose that. If I scroll this up, you can see I've got the option to select folder, which has then added it. There is another step here. If I actually scroll this up a bit further, you need to have developer mode switched on. If you have any problems or errors, just make sure you've got developer mode switched on. If we scroll down, you can see here it is, AIWhereYouWork Repurpose. As I said, it should be called BrowserPilot for you, and that is the BrowserPilot extension installed on your browser. What we want to do now is pin it to the top here. So we're going to click on this little extensions jigsaw piece again, and when it comes up, you can see the new one here is at the top. And what I want to do is click on this icon to pin it to the toolbar. So I've now pinned that to the toolbar, and in fact I'm going to move it along here so that it is my second icon on my toolbar at the top. So this is the icon for the browser extension AIWhereYouWork Repurpose, otherwise known as BrowserPilot AI. Now there are two other extensions that you may also have grabbed. These are the Vibe Checker. So if I click on Load Unpacked and go back to my local hard drive, the folder for this one is AIWhereYouWork Vibe Check. So you can see again, once you've downloaded the zip file for Vibe Check and unzipped it, you'll have a folder called AIWhereYouWork Vibe Check. Simply choose that folder, click on Select Folder, and that will now be added down here. So AIWhereYouWork Vibe Check. And let's do the other extension as well. Again, click on Load Unpacked, go back to the folder where you have all your zip files unzipped. And the other extension that you may also have purchased as an add-on upsell is called AIWhereYouWork Vault. So choose that folder, click on Select Folder, and again, that will be added on the list of extensions. So we've now got AIWhereYouWork Repurpose, BrowserPilot AI. You've got AIWhereYouWork The Vault, and you've got AIWhereYouWork Vibe Check. And again, what I can do is click on the little jigsaw puzzle icon at the top and add these to my browser bar at the top. And what I will do is move them along a bit so that they're right there at the start and really easy to use. Now there is one other thing that we need to do for two of these extensions. You don't need to do it with the Vault, but you do need to do it with Vibe Check. Let's actually move that there. And with AIWhereYouWork Repurpose or BrowserPilot AI, and that is to pop in your OpenAI API key. So let's have a look at how you get one of those next. Actually, before we look at the OpenAI API key, I've just popped over to Opera. So to find the extensions in Opera, up on the top right, this little box icon is the same thing as the puzzle icon in Chrome and Edge. So you simply click on the box icon here, and it will bring up your extensions page. Again, make sure developer mode is switched on, otherwise you will get errors. And then you just click on Load Unpacked, browse to wherever the folder is that you've unpacked from the zip, select it, and again it will appear on this list. And again, you can then choose from this whether you want something pinned to your taskbar at the top. That's Opera. And here we are in Chrome. As I said, for Chrome, it's Chrome //extensions, or again, click on the puzzle icon here. Same process, make sure developer mode is switched on up here in the right, and then choose from load unpacked, navigate to where your folder is locally, select it, and it will then be added to your extensions. And again, if you click on the puzzle icon, you can add these extensions to your browser bar at the top so that they appear here. Okay, let's pop over to OpenAI.com. To get your OpenAI API key, you need to go to the API platform. So from the login box here, choose API platform. This will take you over to platform.openai.com/home. If you don't already have an account, you'll need to log in and set up a free account. You will need to put some credits on to ChatGPT API, but this is not signing up for a monthly recurring membership or fee. It is just putting a bit of cash on there, and it lasts a long while using the API. As you can see, I use this quite a lot. So far in May, we're over halfway through May, and so far I've only used $1.22. So this is a very effective way of using OpenAI. Because you're using the API, it is very cheap. And all you need to do is, once you've got an account set up, click on the add credits option here and follow through to pop some money on there. $10 should be fine. That'll probably do you for months and months. It really is cheap to use. Okay, once you've got some credits on there, you'll need to click on create API key here, or you can click on it down here, whichever you can find. I'm going to click on create API here. Now you give it a name. I'm calling this API AIWhereYouWork extensions. You don't need to create a separate API for BrowserPilot and for VibeCheck. Just create one. You can create separate ones if you want to, and you can set up a project to put them in if you want to as well. I'm just going to leave it as one. Click on secret key and it will bring up my API key here. Now you're only going to see this in full once, so click on copy. I've popped this in a text pad off screen, and I may actually record that locally if I want to. I'm just making sure that I've got it available to pop into both our extensions. So that's all there is to creating an API key. Very quick and easy. I'll click on done. Now we need to pop that in to the browser extension. So at this point, I'm going to go back to my Microsoft Edge window, as I've already got that set up on Chrome. So we click on the icon for AIWhereYouWork BrowserPilot, and it brings it up, and all I need to do is paste that API key into here. You can click on the little reveal here if you want to check it. I'm not going to, because I want to keep that secret. So pop in your API key, scroll down to the bottom, click on save all, and that's it. You're up and running. It's that easy to do. So you just need to get your API key from OpenAI, copy it over and pop it into the settings there. The same is true for VibeCheck. Again, click on the icon for AIWhereYouWork VibeCheck, copy your API key, paste it in. As I said, it can be exactly the same API key. You don't need separate ones, although you can if you want to check on the usage of each one separately. Entirely up to you. Click on save, and that's our setup done. We're ready to go and ready to use the browser extensions. I appreciate if it's the first time you've installed a browser extension, it may seem slightly complicated. It's really not. Don't worry. Just roll through what I've just done in the video and you'll get there. It's really easy to do, especially once you've done it once. You can always come in and remove any of these extensions if you want to, for any reason. And remember, you must have developer mode switched on. If when you are running through the installation, if it comes up with errors, just keep going through the process. You'll get to the end and it should still work. If you have any problems, please make sure that you take a screenshot and show us what the error messages, show us where you are in the process so that we know what the problem is and we can help you through support. And as I said, this video will be here on the members page and the URL for the support desk will be at the top here, so you can click on that if you need support. Thank you very much for watching and welcome to the AI Where You Work family.